Welcome to the Alchemist Circle. I'm Alan McPhee. Today's topic, the Philosopher's Stone, probably the most well-known concept in alchemy, everywhere. But before we begin, let me remind everyone who's listening. This channel is for you if you're interested in alchemy. This channel is for you if you're just interested in knowing the ideas or concept behind alchemy. This channel is for you if you are interested in applying the alchemical techniques in resolving problems in your life, like making more money, building better relationships, gaining greater health. It's for everyone. We're beginning from the beginning and moving forward to more advanced topics. Now back to our topic, the Philosopher's Stone. What exactly is the Philosopher's Stone? What is the Philosopher's Stone? To put it directly, and this is what we want, to put it directly, the Philosopher's Stone is any object, thing, process, chemical, energy field that induces transmutation. That's the best way to describe it. The Philosopher's Stone is that which induces transmutation. It causes things to transmute. We've spent some time already discussing this idea of transmutation. Like when the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, that's natural transmutation. Or when a star produces a heavy element, like iron, that's another transmutation. Transmutation are part of nature. So what happens is that when you observe these things in nature, you say, can I do these things for myself? Like, for example, alchemy is often associated with the idea of changing lead into gold, right? Lead into gold. Well, the ancients realized somehow that the metals are very closely related, and whatever they're made of at the fundamental level, if we can alter them in some way, then we can actually go from the lead, which is the normal metal, to gold, which is a precious metal. And how did they do that? They needed something to transmute the lead into gold. That's where the idea of the Philosopher's Stone emerged, right? And basically, if you look at it from that historical context, it would be a chemical that has been created. The discovery of the Philosopher's Stone took a lot of work. And if you could find this thing called the Philosopher's Stone, this particular chemical mixture, you'd be able to put in your lead and do whatever processes you need to engage in. Eventually that lead will turn into gold. Yes. So the quest for the Philosopher's Stone is so important, because otherwise you just have a belief that you could change lead into gold. You need the mechanism of transformation. That's what that word really implies. Let's look at it, this occurring today in the modern time. In vitro fertilization. You have an egg and sperm. You have these things outside the human body. You have a test tube, right? And you have to cause the fertilization in a controlled environment. And then you cultivate the right chemical mixture, temperature, and boom, eventually get a baby. This is an applied transmutation. You understand the mechanics of birth. You understand you can, the environment, you can create an artificial environment. And you begin with living tissues, eggs and sperms. You're beginning with living stuff. You let them connect in the right way, and then you cultivate them. You cultivate them. This is a form of transmutation. It's a change in form. This is a change in form. Now, you could say naturally it occurs in the human body that we go through a transmutation like the stars. Man and woman get together and they produce babies. Just like the stars produce heavier elements, we produce babies, right? And the scientists study this process and they do the same thing. So you can say we are naturally engaged in a certain natural transmutation. Now, the reason I turn to the natural process of transmutation so that we all in this channel can understand that this is a factual, experiential experiential kind of phenomena in the world. What we want to do is to control these things and do like the scientists who are engaging in producing babies in the lab. Except for we're going to do it in other ways. You have a poor consciousness. You think you're poor and you live like a poor person. Now, can we transmute this level, base level, poor mindset into a wealthy mindset? Right? Once you switch the mindset, automatically your mind begins to look at opportunities differently. Automatically you pursue and manage wealth differently. Automatically you get the consciousness to manage money, keep money, and you jump on opportunities and you take risk. Following rules of wealth does not work as effective as gaining the mindset of the wealthy person. So I'm just showing you a way we'd apply these techniques of transmutation in the modern time. But this word, the Philosopher's Stone, is that which is a mechanism of transmutation. And it can have different forms. Like I mentioned, it can have a chemical form, which is a lot of the traditional talk of alchemy uses the chemical notion of it. But it can also be anything electrical. You want to transform energy transmutation, something I should talk about. Your computers work on DC energy, not AC, alternating current, AC, and direct current energy. You have a thing on your computer called a transformer. It takes the outlet energy, which is AC, high voltage AC, and it drops the voltage and it changes to DC, a transmutation. The transformer is transforming that. That transformer acts as a mechanical transmuter. Don't get lost in the vocabulary, because your system, your computer requires DC to actually operate. You try anything else, it will fry the computer. This is true of electronics everywhere. There are certain systems that uses the AC, but most of the electronics, the digital, uses DC. And how do you get DC? You have a transformer, which is a mechanical mechanism of transmutation. So literally, the takeaway from the conversation today is the Philosopher's Stone is the mechanism of transmutation. And anything that provides for that can be seen as the Philosopher's Stone. A sun, a star is a Philosopher's Stone. What does it do? It produces lighter elements to heavier elements on the periodic table of elements. The human body, the woman's body, can be seen as a Philosopher's Stone. What does it do? It takes a little sperm and transmute it, okay, when contaminated with the egg, to a baby. That's a little scary one to see, okay? So what we're saying is that see the Philosopher's Stone in a more broad way. Don't just look at it in a chemical way, but look for when genuine transmutation has taken place. When you see the transmutation taking place, there has to be the Philosopher's Stone present. Let's go back to the caterpillar and the butterfly. I may not know exactly what's going on, but the mechanism of transformation is what I'm calling the Philosopher's Stone. So when you see the butterfly changing, when you see it there, you may not know what's going on, but the mechanism behind that is what we're calling the Philosopher's Stone. See what I mean? It's the mechanism of transmutation. Do not get locked up. It has to be chemical. Because when we go into esoteric alchemy, talk about people's emotion, their lives, and things of that nature, you must be able to see the stone. And when you can see it, you'll see it everywhere. Well, I hope that this talk on the Philosopher's Stone has been useful to you. If you have your own ideas on the Philosopher's Stone, please share your comments down below. But also remember to subscribe so you can get more of my interpretation of these big ideas.